Hi guys, welcome back, and for this how-to video I'm going to be taking you through how to change the washer on your Geberit flush valve. You know, the most common question I get when people have been into the bathroom is, how do you manage to repair or replace parts in the cistern if it's tucked away behind the wall? Well, the answer is very quickly and very easily. So today I thought I'd take you through one of those fixes, and we're going to have a look at how to replace the washer on the flush valve for the Geberit Sigma cistern. So the easiest way to remove the flush plate is just take both hands, put them at the bottom of the plate and gently give it a push up, and then it'll come away easily in your hands from there. To remove the back plate, there are two clips either side, so the blue ones just one up, one down, and then turn the locking rods, the white ones you see there, 90 degrees, and the back plate will quite easily come out. The flush rods will come out very simply. Just give them a quick turn to the left. You'll hear a little snap noise, which means that they're free, and then you can remove them from the cistern. So once the flush rods are out of the way, then you're left with the exposed cistern. And the next thing you'll need to do before you continue any further is make sure that the water is turned off. Now, you don't need to go running around the house looking for a stopcock. The great thing about these cisterns is their built-in isolation valve. So that blue wheel that you see at the top of the screen, that is the isolation valve and will enable you to turn the water off before you continue any further. So simply turn the isolation valve until you turn the water off in full. You can just make sure that you turn it all the way until you can't go any further, like that, and then just give it a double check to make sure that it's turned off in full before proceeding to the next stage. So now the water's off, we can safely remove the cradle there. That's very easy to remove. You just give it a quick lift up and pull towards you, and that comes out quite easily. So now just to remove the flush valve itself, the easiest way to do this is just to reach in, and at the back of the flush valve there are two black clips. What you'll need to do is reach in and then squeeze them together and pull it forward. That then releases the flush valve. What you then need to do is angle the top of the valve to the right hand side, the bottom to the left, and as you can see there, it's easily removed like that. Then what you'll need to do is just to change over the washer. So at the bottom of the valve, you can see here, it's a clear washer. If yours is solid grey, it's one of the older ones, congratulations, you've done well for it to last this long, but they do blister occasionally. These new clear ones are much better and will last even longer, so you'll rarely, if ever, have to change it. But I'm going to just pop that onto there now and then start the process of putting it back into the cistern. Before I put it back in though, just want to show you, these are those black clips I was talking about at the back of the cistern. So you just squeeze them together to release it and to put it back in, as I'm going to show you now. So it goes back in the same way it came out, the bottom of the valve to the left, the top to the right, and then it sits in a little basket. So you can just see when it's in, because it'll just drop down like that. And then you get the black clip, squeeze them together, and then secure it back into its little basket from there. Then it's back into position. You need to make sure that the hooks, where the hooks go, are in line. As you can see there, that's the wrong way around. So gently give it a spin, remembering when you put the cradle back in, those hooks in the center have to go through the valve to make sure that it works properly. So then the cradle just slots nicely back in there, and then just press those little blue circles just to make sure that it lifts the valve and does what it's supposed to be doing. And then you're good to turn the water back on. So I'm going to just make sure that it's on fully there, and you can hear the water coming back in. Give it a good turn, and then once that's done, you can then continue to assemble the remaining bits of the flush plate to go on. So now just get the back plate that we took off earlier to pop that back on. So just make sure it's the right way up. The spring is always at the bottom on the Sigma plates. If you've got a slightly different plate than mine, don't worry about it. Mine used to have the Geberit in-block cistern that they did, but yours will be exactly the same as mine. I'm going to take these locking rods out. I didn't take them out to take them off because I was lazy, but I will put them back in now to show you how to do it. So once you've lined up your back plate on the wall, you then get your locking rods and then you pop them in through the gap there. It should line up and fit quite easily, and then just give them a little turn. That just then secures the plate to the wall, and the same on the other side. And then the blue clips that you see there, we can just give them a up and down to make sure that they keep it all in place. So then it's just the flush rods. So take your flush rods that you took out earlier and then gently just ease them through. So they're going through those little blue circles. Remember, so they actuate the flush valve itself. Don't try and force them. It's always nice and gentle. And then give them a quick clip to the right. So you'll hear it, just a little snap noise. That means that they're then secure. And then finally, the last thing, just to put the flush plate back on, same way as you took it off, always from the bottom. So just put it from the bottom and then lift it up there and then give it a push forward, and that secures it on there. So that's it. Your flush plate is now back on. Your flush valve washer has been changed, and hopefully that the water isn't no longer leaking into your pan. There could be other reasons why water leaks into a pan, and I will go over them in some more videos later on. But for now, that's it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.